In this video, I'm going to talk about letting go, so you can begin moving forward and stop letting your trauma keep you from reaching your full potential. It sounds counterintuitive, but stick around until the end of the video to see how it all comes together and how I've personally brought this technique into my everyday life. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll be posting content like this daily. We've all heard the saying, just let it go. If you feel angry or sad, just let it go. Many of us don't take that advice because we don't fully understand the reason or the benefits of practicing it. We feel that if we let go, then we're lowering our defenses and opening ourselves up to more trauma, suffering, and disappointment. I personally believe that the only people who say that are people who disregard their own flaws. I couldn't have been further from the truth. So we live our entire lives with this mentality that it's truly us against the world. This could have been brought on in your childhood. You could have had a parent that left you, ignored you, abused you, or manipulated you constantly. It could have been how other kids treated you, and that ingrained a nasty image of who you are into your subconscious. Deep inside, you know logically that it's not an accurate image of your true self. But for some reason, you can't bring yourself to fully believe that you're worth more and have so much more potential than you've been led to believe. Letting go is a simple technique, but it's not easy. It takes patience, practice, and some self-awareness. This particular strategy is a 5-step process, and it all starts with recognizing when you have a negative thought or emotion. Examples of negative emotions include guilt, shame, anger, worthlessness, and so on. Everyone feels like this at some point in their lives. You're not alone, you're only human. So step 1 is recognizing when these emotions sneak their way into your mind. Step 2 is to intentionally sit with that emotion for a little while. Fight the urge to immediately find the closest distraction, and allow yourself to give yourself some attention. Stop what you're doing, pause the video, put down the phone, and sit with this emotion for a few minutes. Don't focus on what you think is causing this emotion, just focus on the emotion itself. The details, as you'll soon learn, are usually not as important as we believe they were our whole life, and they have a lot less power than we think. Sit with the emotion and feel it for what it is. Don't try to fight it. Your only job is to observe it right now. The next 3 steps are questions you have to ask yourself, and they take place during step 2, after you've paused and observed the emotion for a little while. 1 to 2 minutes is fine. 10 minutes is fine too. Take as long as you feel you need before introducing the next step. Just make sure you get a feel for it and continue letting yourself feel it, while you complete the last 3 steps. Step 3 is to ask yourself, can I allow this emotion? Ask it in different ways. For example, if I continue allowing myself to be controlled by this emotion, what will be the outcome? Is this emotion beneficial to my emotional, mental, financial, and overall well-being in any way? Can I allow myself to feel this resentment for the next 10, 20, 30 years? I'll give you an example from my life. I grew up with an emotionally and physically abusive stepfather. He came into my life when I was 7, and is still in my life at 30. I see him at parties, but I don't ever reach out to him myself. I'm at a point in my life right now where I accepted that I can't grow until I let go of my emotions towards him. I had to sit down and ask myself, can I allow myself to continue harboring this anger and resentment towards him for how he treated me as a kid? Can I allow myself to continue wishing that he would take the initiative to come up to me and say, I'm so sorry for the pain I've caused you? Is the fact that he hasn't apologized yet the true reason I can't move on, or is it something else? I realized that what I was really feeling was I don't have to reach my full potential because I was hurt as a kid, and it followed me into adulthood. I was excusing myself from being a functioning part of the world. I was excusing myself from loving myself and took no accountability. So step 3 is to ask yourself, can I allow myself to continue feeling this way? Step 4 is to ask yourself, could I let this go right now? If I wanted to, would it be possible to let this feeling go right now, forever? In this step, you're not focusing on your moral standing of the events that took place, or if what happened was right or wrong. You're simply wondering if it's even possible to let go of your negative emotions towards those events. Sit with this for a while and think about it. Could you let it go, if you wanted to? If you can't, what's your reasoning behind this decision? This could at least possibly point you in the right direction. Finally, step 5. Before we continue, if you learned a single thing from this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and comment below your perspective on this topic. Have you tried to implement this technique before? How well did it work for you? And what did you do differently? I'd love to know. Step 5. You've already asked yourself, can I allow this feeling, and could I let this feeling go? Now ask yourself, will I let this feeling go? Will I allow myself to move on finally? Am I making the decision right now to let this feeling go? If not, it's very important for you to figure out why you're not willing to move on, because there's probably other issues you have to work through first. This isn't a bad thing. Recognizing you have these problems is a true act of courage, because you first have to allow yourself to recognize that you have a problem in the first place. After you use this technique a few times, it becomes easier and easier. Before you know it, it's become a healthy and positive habit. You'll become more in touch with your emotions and learn to use them how they're intended to be used. To guide you. You'll find yourself having more control over your life. Listen to what your inner self is trying to tell you. Finally, don't run away from your negative emotions. Some people believe that if you acknowledge them, you're putting too much focus on them and ultimately, you'll feel negative and attract negative things. In reality, everyone feels negative sometimes. Some people more than others. But just like when you're cleaning the house, you have to acknowledge it's dirty in the first place, in order to begin cleaning. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it awakens something positive and powerful inside of you. I'll be posting content like this daily. See you in the next one.